What's up, everybody? My name is Jacob Hardison, and today we're going to show you how to clean your RC car, version 2.0. So a couple of weeks ago, I posted a video on our YouTube channel titled How to Clean Your RC Car, which was a total hit, amazing video, tons of views. I'm pretty much an influencer now. It's just how it goes. And in that video, I detailed, of course, the process of how to clean your RC car. I went through how I clean it exactly the same way that I prep to get ready for a race. And in that video, I used some Simple Green. A couple weeks after posting that, I received a message on Facebook from Mike over at Cow RC, which was basically, Jake, you're so silly. Why would you ever use Simple Green? That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I'm kidding. He didn't say that at all. He actually was super duper nice. He sent me a message and explained to me, hey, I saw you use Simple Green, and this is the reason why Simple Green isn't the best option to use. And then he went into some detail telling me about his products, why his products would be a better option. And then we decided to get me set up with a care package. So today in this video, I want to take my nitro buggy that I was already doing some maintenance on, still dirty, and I'm gonna give some first live impressions of how I feel about the product. Now, of course, in front of me, you're probably asking yourself, well, you got this care package, where is it? And to answer that question, I'm gonna have to, of course, get all of this off the table. It's still boxed up, so we're gonna pull it out of the box together, and we're gonna do a nice 3, 2, 1, shabam! And now the product is right in front of me. So I did already go ahead and get the tape cut on it. That way we don't have to regret doing that on camera. And we're gonna go ahead and get the stuff out of the box. So we're gonna flick this open here. See if I can tuck that, kind of slide that over, and we're just gonna kind of pull things out one at a time and detail what I've got. So the first thing we are gonna have is going to be the lovely Utter Butter, and this is going to be a grease. So like I used in the previous video, I used some white lithium grease. This is their answer to that. This is what you're gonna use on your different driveline components, ring and pinion stuff, and of course, I'm gonna put it on my stuff today. So that's gonna be product one we've got in here. Then we're gonna have some Moo Slick. This is going to be some ultra thin oil. So this is gonna be what we're gonna use on our bearings after we go ahead and get the main car cleaned up. That way our bearings are nice and lubricated and they spin super free. Next up, we are going to have, get some peanuts off of here, another Moo Slick product. This one is going to be some silicone protector. So after I, again, do the cleaning portion of things, I'll spray this on the car, wherever it is that I'm cleaning it today. And this is going to leave a protective coating on it. That way we are nice and protected at the track. And I believe that this also will make it to where when I'm finished at the track, all of the dirt that gets on it from there should come off easier and be a much easier cleaning process. Get this spun around. Gotta have the product facing the camera. Last thing we're gonna have here is going to be some Moo Clean. This is going to be some electrical cleaner and degreaser. And actually, I'm excited to use this because I've never been able to actually get my speed control super duper clean or my motors and stuff, because there's a lot of nooks and crannies in there. And this is supposed to be 100% electronic safe. Again, we will test this today, and we're gonna get my speed control looking all nice and clean for the first time since it came out of the box. Next, we are going to have, looks like this is gonna also be part of our Moo Clean. This is gonna be some heavy duty strength cleaner, some pre-mix. This is gonna be, of course, the smaller bottle. They do have larger bottles of this, but for testing purposes today, I don't need a ton of product. We're going to use this to get the car mainly clean, so get all of the initial dirt off of it before we put our protectants on. Next, we're going to have, looks like we got a bunch of different cleaning brushes in here. So this is gonna help get into those tight spaces. After you spray the cleaner on there, you can use this, kind of agitate the surface a little bit and help to get all of that dirt out. let's see, we're gonna have our different like spray can tops, our different straws. That's what they are, straws. This is going to, again, help get in those tighter spaces. This is gonna help me get more direct on my speed control, more direct in the bearings with that lubricant. Of course, with the coating for the actual car itself, after we clean it, that will be a more broad setup, but for getting in the tight stuff without making a super duper mess, this is definitely gonna be super useful. Looks like I got a few extras in there, and then just a general spray can top. We're gonna have, looks like some care instructions for our screw catcher. So it looked like I was all through the product, but I think we have some more stuff buried in here. So we've got some literature, we've got some stickers, and then we've got, looks like there is a CowRC Maintenance King setup on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So if you are interested in watching some live tips and tricks, this is a great way to get that done. Set that over to the side here, and I believe it's gonna be under this cardboard. Let's try and not make a mess of all these peanuts. We do have some more stuff hidden down here. Looks like first, we're going to have some CowRC microfiber towels, which I will of course be using today. Set those up front there. And then finally, as I make a total mess of my table, we are going to have the screw catcher. Try and get some of this stuff thrown back in the box so I don't have a mess everywhere. So we'll slide this out real quick before we really dive into things. If I can get it out of the plastic. And I believe that this sheet here is going to be my magnetization. So that sets right on top here. And it looks like we've got a few different pockets for storing our screws. Of course, we've got the magnetic portion to catch those screws, any metal bits that are of course magnetic on the car. And this is going to be a nice, great way to keep your stuff organized while you're working on it. So with that being said, I believe that is going to clear us out of this box here. And we'll go ahead, get the car back over here. I'm not gonna go through the process of getting all that taken apart because I've already done that, but we'll go ahead, get the, I believe I'm gonna do the rear clip today. I'm looking this way because that's where my car is. So I'm looking at my car that way, you know. I know what I'm talking about. So we're gonna do the rear clip today because in the first video, I did the front clip, so I figure we'll switch it up a little bit. So I'll go ahead, get that pulled off, pull my diff out and pull the wing off, shocks, get everything separated, and then we'll go ahead and get straight into specifically the cleaning end of things. So I've gone ahead, gotten myself all situated here and totally set up, ready to do some cleaning. I'm not going to pull my bearings out this time because all of this stuff should be perfectly bearing safe for what I'm gonna do. So I'll go ahead and show you guys a quick before up close shot. That way we have a reference of what we're working with here. And we're gonna start off, of course, with our cleaner, and we're going to work through our entire process. Now, there will be a couple video cuts. I am gonna use the air compressor for it, but I'm not going to show that because, well, we've already shown that. We want to specifically detail the different products here from CowRC. And to actually first start out, we are going to show you the mat first. Now, normally I would go ahead and I would organize in each of these different pockets, but for just a quick visual, we've got our lovely sticky mat here, which is magnetic. Show that better on the front side here. I can't get it nice and flat, but it is very magnetic. That way, we don't have to worry about losing our screws as we work on our car. So we will go ahead and take our pre-mix here. And I'm gonna do this on my board. Hopefully I don't cause too much of a mess here, but we'll go ahead. We're gonna mix this up. And we are also going to grab our super duper brush. Open those guys up and we'll grab the medium size one. That should be a good option. We'll get this guy taken out, nice and bristly. This guy should be all mixed, ready to go. And we are going to go ahead, and it says to spray this onto it. We'll do a little bit of agitation and to let it sit for 2 to 4 minutes. Of course, I'm not gonna make you guys watch all of that while we sit here and just twiddle our thumbs. And we're gonna go ahead and just start agitating. I don't expect to see much of the cleaning end of things here other than getting stuff agitated. Once we go and blow it off, then we'll get, a better idea of what we're looking at. Alrighty, so now we've got everything nice and agitated on here. I definitely can see that all the dirt is loosened up. So I expect, all of this to come off super duper nice here as we go to blow it off. I'll let it sit for the couple of minutes that was recommended. I'll blow it off, and then I will give you guys an update as soon as I get back inside, and we'll continue on. So we are back inside from the air compressor, and as we can see, that did a very good job of getting everything taken off the car. As you can see, I don't want to tilt it, but if you can kind of get an idea, we do have some bubbles here on the top, but I didn't use very much of this at all. And this is going to be, of course, the smallest bottle. They do have larger bottles of this. So I didn't use very much of this. So it's not like you need a super big bottle right away, but definitely pretty solid on the usage end. I believe I definitely used more simple green than what I've used here of this here pre-mixture. So we've got everything nice and clean now. Everything looks super solid. And I did go ahead, I didn't show it when I was doing the main brushing, but I did go ahead, I got my shocks nice and clean. So those guys look pretty good. And now that we have everything cleaned up, we can go ahead and protect it. So I will set my shocks back down there, and we will grab this one here, our Moo Slick. It's got a nice spray top on it. So we will go ahead, take this, and we're gonna put a just nice coating over the car real quick. And now that we have our silicone protectant on there, you can see we've got that nice shine. We'll let this sit, soak in, and then it should be a self-drying process, I believe. If it doesn't get super dry, then I'm just gonna go back with a microfiber and just kind of dab on some stuff. But now our plastics are in nice good shape. We've got that nice pretty shine. I got a little bit here on my shocks. Shocks look super good to go. The only reason the shocks don't look ultra spectacular is just because, well, they are old, so you can see some of the stuff getting kind of worn off. But from a protectant standpoint and what they looked like before compared to now, I definitely think that they look pretty solid. So we'll go ahead, we'll set those guys down there. And now as we let this soak in, we will go ahead and grab our, here it is, our bearing stiffs, our oil. And I will go ahead and grab one of my lovely straws. So we'll poke this guy into here. And then I will take this, shake it a little bit just for good policy. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the outside and the inside and just get them nice and lubricated. And while I'm doing that, I'm also gonna give a spinning motion. And I do also wanna preface, actually before I do this, that even after doing this cleaner, my bearings still feel super duper smooth. They don't feel gritty at all. So this is just going to be an extra protectant, but the cleaner did not damage them in any way, shape, or form. So got our bearing oil now in. We'll pull our straw back out, set our cap on, and set that back. I did get a little trigger happy with it, so I am going to dry that up just a little bit here, but that's on me. But we are nice and protected on our bearings. Like I said, they felt smooth after using my different cleaners, and now of course they feel even smoother now that they've been freshly oiled. So definitely something that I do really like about this product so far, and just kind of my initial impressions is that with the Simple Green, I do usually have to take all my bearings out. Now of course with this car specifically, because of the way the gearbox is set up, my pinion gear bearings and my diff bearings did come out at the same time. But for, you know, doing your front end, especially with all the steering rack stuff. This is going to be super duper nice. And while this is sitting, it'll be a little bit in the way here. See if I can, we'll set that to the front right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead, take my microfiber, and we'll get my diff cleaned up real quick while that stuff is soaking in. And then we will finish up with our electronic cleaner at the very end. All right, diff is nice and clean. I threw some of that oil in it. We'll go ahead, throw this in the rear clip, and we'll finish up with our lovely udder butter, which has been unfortunately tucked away a little bit whilst I've moved things around. And now finishing off with our udder butter. Put a nice coating right around there. Got that nice and in. Don't mind my droop screws. Those ones, I gotta go and actually pick all that out. But we got our udder butter in, and we are all set to go to get this guy thrown back on the car. And then once it's thrown back on, we'll put the shocks on. But from a cleaning standpoint, we're all set to go here. Everything looks super duper good. I'm very happy with how this came out. So we'll go ahead, we'll get this guy moved out of the way, and then we'll show you guys some electronic cleaning. All right, so now getting up close and personal with the electronics here. We're going to grab our Moo Clean electric cleaner. If it'll focus on that, it might not. You get the idea. We're going to grab another straw here. Slide it into the can top, and we're gonna give this a go, see how it works. So we're gonna just spray this on here. It's getting a little bit over other stuff, but relatively controlled. We'll spray a little bit on the motor here. And then we will take our brush here. Make sure there's no old stuff on it at all. And we'll go ahead and we'll start wiping. And you can see that from where we were with the speed control, it definitely looks way, way, way better. There is a little bit of puddling, but of course, like I said, that should dry itself. Worst case scenario, I'll run out the air compressor, blow it off real quick. So we came back inside and we went ahead and got our Speedo wiped down, finished up. I did learn that after doing the blow off, some extra dirt kind of came out. So I went through another wipe down, and we can see it is super duper clean compared to where we started just a few minutes ago. And I went ahead, hooked up my battery, and we'll go ahead and we'll see what we got. And we can see it powers up just fine, no issues whatsoever. So I can confirm that the electric cleaner does work and it will not fry your electronics. Alrighty, so that brings us to the end of our video here, detailing a live first impression cleaning using the Cow RC products. I gotta say, I do really like them. I think they work really, really well. And I think that they've got a super good assortment of products to go ahead, get your cars not only clean, but also do some lubricant maintenance and also do just some general maintenance with this nice mat here that I've got in front of me. So definitely go check out cowrc.com. In no way is this a paid promotion. This is totally independent. These are just some products that I got sent from them, and I think they work really well. So like I said, definitely check out cowrc.com. They've got a great line of products, more products than what I've tested here today, and I approve this message.